Sorry about that. Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another series review. I just recently watched the second part of Power of the Daleks, and honestly, as far as episodes go, I didn't really care for this one because they ended it. I know it's supposed to be episodic and a serial. Well, duh, that's why they're called episodes. Ah, so clever. Anyways, I really didn't like this because they ended it just really up in the air, and the Doctor didn't really remember what the Daleks were used for, and how did they even acquire a Dalek to begin with, or three of them. Well, one of them they hid, and the professor actually denied that he did, but it was just a very strange episode, and more of the amnesia that the Doctor was suffering due to the fact that he had just regenerated. But I didn't think that it was going to be that bad, because usually when the Doctor has a reincarnation, he has glimpses into his past lives, and we've seen that with 12. It's just really unusual, I think, and I don't know. I'm glad that they did it. It was really good animation, but it was kind of boring, I thought, unlike other episodes that have been done. And the second Doctor really isn't my favorite. I'm more of a Baker fan. I'm a fan of Tom Baker, as well as the 7th Doctor. I should say 7th Doctor, but 8th Doctor, and the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th and the 12th. Those are my favorite Doctors. Although the 7th is good too, I should say. He was another good one, but the 8th takes a very special place in my heart, even though he was only chronicled in one rather horrible film. No offense, sorry Whovians, we all know it was just a crackpot film and panned mercilessly, as it well should have been. I've seen some bad things in my time. It was not the worst thing I've seen, but it's up there with some real good flops, or what I call big-lipped alligator moments. And yeah, I'm not really a fan of it. This was one of those things that you just had to take a couple steps back and go, what on earth is going on, and what were the producers smoking? Because this episode makes absolutely zero sense. There really isn't any. Maybe if I had watched from the beginning of when we're introduced to the second Doctor, this would have made more sense, but it's just kind of it feels like it's coming out of absolutely nowhere. There's a void, and then all of a sudden this occurs, and there really isn't a lot to go on here. The plot structure seems kind of tacked on, and I hate to say that, but I notice this a lot in Doctor Who, but they do a lot of, he doesn't have a sonic screwdriver in this. He's got his signature recorder, and that gets kind of annoying, unfortunately, though he plays it quite well. That he seems to do it as kind of a coping mechanism, or diversion, or a way to avoid facing whatever he has to face. Just kind of like a child would, just to say, leave me alone, I don't want to deal with that right now. I'm just not prepared for the repercussions that will happen, because I feel like he knows a little bit more than what he's letting on. I think there's a part of him that does remember, but it's just, there's not really that much meat to this coconut, and it lacks a lot of development that's necessary for mechanization of plot. And as far as episodes are concerned, I just didn't really care for this one very much. And though I'm glad that they did it, I wish that this episode would have stayed lost. I prefer, I wish that they would do Shada. I mean, I really do. Shada would be hysterical if they did it, and I rather would hear it with 4. 4 would be perfect. 8 would be grand. But to have the ultimate comedic, laconic, deadpan delivery, I'm thinking that Peter Capaldi could pull off a Shada episode quite well. But I know that we're never going to see this, and I think purists, the elitist fans among us, no offense, would say, how dare you do something I do it all the time, and I don't get flamed for it. People actually like the things that I've written, especially my Dalek skits, and people think that they're funny just because I'm poking fun a little bit at the whole serious Aryan nature of the Daleks, and well, why not? I mean, we all need a little laughter in our lives, but beyond that, that's all I have to say, and I shall see you next time. Oh, yeah, right. I was going to talk about a little bit about my Thanksgiving. I actually had a really good Thanksgiving this year. I was able to take the day off. Thank goodness. We were all let go early. I was let go earlier than most. I got to see my friend. We had Thanksgiving dinner. Usually I would go see my mom's side of the family, but, you know, it's kind of difficult due to the fact that they're both dead. But I know that they're not dead in my heart and in my mind, and their spirits are quite active, actually. Let's see, beyond that, I was going to have Thanksgiving here for myself and my tenant and a friend, because my friend, he really doesn't have much of a family. Well, his family, they bicker and they complain and they kvetch, and it's hard to watch. They don't get along. It sort of makes me wonder, how on earth could a family like that come from a well-meaning mom and dad who did everything right and taught them etiquette and how to be polite and kind and just the basic rules of how to present oneself and be social. He's got issues with socializing, and he lives in his own little fantasy world. But I thought, you know, I'm going to do this because it's the right thing to do. And I said, Scott, my tenant, I said, help me get my meal. And he just gave me the receipt. And I thought, oh, sure, that's out in the refrigerator. I got rid of the receipt, and now I have no ways of getting that meal anymore. So it's $54 down the drain. But I do have leftover chili and leftover steelhead stir fry. And I made some lava brownies, and I have some Angel's Dream, which is what I just made up. It's an angel food cake. It's covered with pistachio pudding mixed with grapes and mayonnaise. Sounds a little gross, but it's actually ambrosial. I swear, if you put that in your mouth, it just melts in your mouth. It is absolutely divine. It's so good. Anywho, I've been cooking up a storm, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do another version, but that's all that I've been doing. I'm going to be working a 60-hour week, so it's hard to say, but that's all I have to report for now. It's still hot up here, and I'm still literally sweating my butt off, so that's not normal, but at least I have heat, so who am I to complain? Till next time, live long, prosper. Ciao, Tootsie.